Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, we completed the first of the quests for Jack Quicksilver, freeing a member of Oculus from the prison here in Foundry, convincing Chief Banner that he did not have enough information to keep him locked up. There was no proof that he assassinated one of the mark he was supposed to assassinate. He actually is guilty, very guilty, and I'm hoping we did the right thing by freeing him. Maybe the gentleman he killed was going to do something particularly evil. And Oculus seems to, well, we don't know their name is Oculus. Well, we do, but Gabriel here does not. Hopefully, and that the name gives me the impression that they do indeed have eyes everywhere and are watching what people are doing. I wonder why they did. I wonder why they wanted that gentleman killed. Off screen, I also ran around and sold some stuff, not very much. The merchants hadn't refreshed their inventory yet, but I did bring most of the supplies in Southgate Station to our home, and included like 68 blood, ton of different biological components. And I also crafted this, an energy Tichrome machete. 28 through 43 mechanical damage, not very much compared to, of course, our sledgehammer, but it's that energy output that I wanted. Inflicts 75 through 101 energy damage to the target for 20 energy. This means we can swing it 5 times. Hopefully that will help us deal with the coil spiders that we encounter. Okay, and I'm here to talk to Jack Quicksilver. Yeah? I'm done with Everard's assignment. I've been informed. It gives you 400 Stygian coins. There you go. Anything else? Catch you later, Jack. And this here is a gentleman we're supposed to talk to for the member who hired Oculus in Core City. The gentleman who is selling some sort of special drug. Let's talk to him. At first glance, the man you just approached doesn't appear to be anything out of the ordinary. Average height, average build, average amount of dirt on his clothes. Yet the moment he spots you, he slowly puts down his half-empty bottle, removes his goggles, and shows you a gaping hole that used to be his left eye, and waits for your reaction. After not receiving any, he puts the goggles back, grins politely, and begins the conversation. Hello, how's it going? Good, you say? Happy to hear that. I honestly am. Name's Daniel Arda, and it's a pleasure to meet you, friend. Do you know that I know why you've come to see me? He smiles. Hey, I'm just trying to... Oh, I don't think you know why I've come to you. You're not here to purchase Hercules. When you say Hercules, what do you mean exactly? When I said Hercules, I meant the most powerful combat drug known to man. You might be thinking I'm crazy, that I'm making this up, but no, I am not. There's a reason why it's named after the famous mythical hero of the old world. Hercules gives you insane power in the blink of an eye, turning you into a superhuman juggernaut whose strength, agility, and reflexes eclipse everybody else's. As people around here often say, you're gonna dominate. I've had many satisfied customers so far, and not a single complaint. What more proof do you want, huh? Huh. What can you tell me about yourself? I don't know. I was born to a very poor family. I had 9 brothers and sisters. 9. With me being the oldest one. Unfortunately, a natural gas leak and an unfortunate spark reduced that number significantly. My dad and I were the only to survive because we weren't in the shack at the time, but fishing for food. That didn't make it much longer either. One day, he just took the rope and ended his life. Left me devastated. I'm very sorry to hear that. I'd rather not talk about it. I mean, life is tough for most, sure, but for some it's so much harder. So much. You know what I mean, eh? Yeah, I somehow managed to make it in life. Bit by bit, coin by coin, one slowly climbs up. Now, just look at me. I'm a fairly successful merchant who's about to become an even more successful. Cheers. Takes a gulp. of his drink. May I try this Hercules drug? I was starting to get worried you weren't going to make a purchase. I sell them for, say, 600 charons apiece. But since this is your first purchase, I'll go down to 500. I think that's fair. I shouldn't have spent so much money on booze. I only have, like, 400 charons. He ponders you for a moment, then laughs. Okay, 400 charons it is. But this time only. And don't tell anyone I sold it to you for this cheap. Here you go, take this. He gives you 1 dose of Hercules. Just inject it into a vein and enjoy the power. The effect is immediate. If you want more, you'll have to wait a while. I've only got a few remaining, but I'll be back with a bigger shipment next time. The business is going to flourish, friend. What can you tell me about Core City? Friend, every time I visit Core City, I have this little routine I often do. First, I relax here at the Hardcore City bar, chat with that sweet Harriet over there. You know the one I'm talking about, yeah. Then I go check out who's fighting in the arena. Relax. After that, it's business time. I do some trading here, some trading there, then back to the bar. Relax. Think a traveling merchant is hard work? Seriously, I like it here. Much better than junkyard or dumps like that. Foundry's nice too. A bit boring and polluted, but nice. Take care, Daniel. You know who also might know a little more information about Daniel? John the Beautiful. But we'll probably have to pick up some food for him. Hey, pal. Got food ready? I need some specific information, John. That's what I'm saying. Prepare some food and let's get started. Do you know anything about a merchant called Daniel Arda? Hey, pal. Look at me. Don't you think I'm starving? Let's look at this flappy skin. Let's fix that with a cave hopper steak. I'll be back when I get it. Me hungry. Oh, also, I've got some votes in from you guys in regards to how we're doing Gorski's quest. And the votes are, do not do the Protectorate quest line there. In other words, no shields. I'm fine with that. That makes sense. Especially because we haven't worked for the Protectorate yet, so we know nothing about them other than we don't want to betray their trust. So, I think we'll, maybe after we're done with this little quest here, if we even decide to complete this quest here, right now, maybe we'll, what am I trying to get at? I'm thinking maybe in this episode, we will actually go and help the tunnel rats fight the black crawlers. Need a cave hopper steak. Yeah, in fact, you know what? I think that sounds like a great idea. Let's go and talk to John the Beautiful. Then we'll go and let Gorski know we're done and we're not going to do the quest for the Protectorate. Sorry, we're not going to do the quest where we get the shields from the Protectorate. Hey, friend. Good to see a familiar face. You have any more Hercules, Daniel? I'd like to sell you some more, friend, but I've only got a couple to spare, and I've already promised those to someone else. I'll be back with more, don't worry. Just a little patience, friend. That was actually an accident. I meant to go talk to John the Beautiful. Alright, John? Hey, pal, got food ready? I do, John. Here's your steak. That's what I'm talking about. Come to me. So, you want to know more about Daniel? Okay, pal, listen up. I've been keeping my eye on him for a while. Whenever someone comes along and claims he's got something that's the best, which is that Hercules drug in this case, you gotta know something crooked is going on. First, Daniel is a pathological liar. He lies about his past, how he lost his eye, everything. Just ask around. You'll notice he told different stories to different people. Second, even more important than the first, is about the Hercules drug. I see some local scavengers buy it, go do some spelunking, scavenging, whatever. None of them ever returned to Core City. Now, you're not asking this for no reason, of course. If you want to learn what it does exactly, I suggest you get your sample of that stuff and test it. It's simple. By the way, thanks for the food, pal. He was about to bite a steak when he suddenly stops. When I said test it, I didn't mean test it on yourself, just to be clear. He bites into the steak. Thanks, John. See you around. Well, there's medical facilities back in Southgate Station. Let's go ahead and head back there. To Pascal. Man, thinking back at this now, when we did this quest with Garrett, the expedition hadn't even been out yet, if I recall correctly. These teleports make it so much nicer to travel around in Underrail. Hello, Gabriel. Pascal, do you have anything to trade? Let's see. I don't see anything I'm interested in. Pascal, I need a certain substance tested. Sure, I can do that. Please tell me what this is about. I have a reason to believe this combat drug called Hercules has negative effects on the human body. I need to have it tested to be sure. Combat drugs? That doesn't sound good. From my experience, administration of such substances is very likely to cause some health problems. But let's do the testing first, and we'll see what we're dealing with. Please wait for me to run some tests. It won't take long. Pascal leaves the office while you wait. You pass your time by walking around, by playing with the pen he left on his desk, and by looking at the cracks in the ceiling. He returns shortly, as he said he would. At that moment, you somehow forgot where you put that pen you took from the desk. Oh well. This is incredible. You were right about this drug, but calling its effects negative is a huge understatement. This substance, Hercules as you call it, is in essence a mix of different synthetic hormones that act upon various organs and tissues in the body, considerably improving their performance, but only for a short period of time. This bombardment of hormones pushes the body beyond its limit and will cause horrible consequences, perhaps even death within a relatively short time period, depending on the user. Metabolite saturation in muscle will eventually cause painful cramps, increased heart rate and blood pressure will cause headaches and possibly lead to cardiac arrest. There is also the loss of concentration. Look, that's only the tip of it. There are also unhealthy amounts of heavy metals in the substance. I dare not to think where and how this is made. How'd you come across this atrocity? Some guy is selling it in Core City. Oh. And I need to expose him. And to do that, I need some evidence. May I have the test results? But of course. Here you go, Gabriel. Everything's here. He hands you a flash drive. Thank you, Pascal. See you around. So, with this information, we now just need to embarrass him somehow. Thankfully, there are all of these TV screens all over Underrail, and in fact, that network, the Arena Now, is broadcast everywhere that there's TV. The Lurkers were watching it, Southgate Station watches it, probably in Underrail too. We just need to find someone who can go ahead and get this uploaded to those screens. Caught the news on Edmund Knight, mate? He got zoned out good. There's something fishy in that whole story. If you've got any info, do share. Do you know anything about a merchant named Daniel Arda, Gene? Oh, the Cyclops. I know him, and I dislike him, mate. He comes here often, pretending to be hardcore and orders a drink, and then blatantly hits on my wife before these two eyes. What about the time you were hitting on Dercia when she was here with her husband? I wasn't hitting on her, love. I was just being friendly. You know, I'd never hit on another woman. Nevertheless, where were we? The Cyclops. I think he's doing some really questionable business. That Hercules thing sounds like a hoax if I've ever seen one. I've heard of some men who bought it, left Core City, and never came back. Look, if you need any help with that guy, let me know, he winks. No one hits on my wife. Let's go double check how discreet we need to be. Actually, I guess we can just have him do this. Sorry about this, Daniel. Oh, look at that. Alphabet's talking with Daniel. Maybe Alphabet will buy some Hercules from Daniel and use it. It'd be great if he wouldn't block the doorways any longer. Gene, I need to ask for some help with Daniel Arda. Absolutely. Anything you need. I have evidence that proves Hercules is an extremely dangerous substance. I just need to somehow present it to everyone in Core City. So you came to me, mate. I'm glad for it, because I know just the right man for the job. This guy can access one of those gauntlet ad displays. He can put on view whatever you want. He already did it before, but that's a different story that began with some heavy intoxication. Just give me the evidence, and I'll take care of everything. Maybe it's better if I do it myself. How do I gain access to that advertisement display? If I remember correctly, the easiest one to access is right under the lower level elevator. There's a way to access a terminal there, underneath the display, but I haven't done that myself, so I can't give you any more details, mate. I guess we can try it ourselves. I don't know why I did this. It takes just as long to reach the elevator this way. Now, I don't know if this quest that we're about to finish has a particular way that it must be solved. I don't know if asking for help makes you fail, like maybe we shouldn't have told Pascal about why we're doing this. So this is a location, but oh, we need lockpicking, so that's not going to happen. We would need to get a key. I suppose we can fight some gangsters briefly. Sorry, gangsters. It's over for you guys. Jesus, that's glorious. Wow, 3 successful stun attacks from this guy. Oof, that was, it wasn't close. We took a bunch of damage there. It's also good to get a good... It's interesting to get a test of how much power we will end up using with this weapon. And that is quite a bit that it's going to consume. Oops, we're still... Okay, we're at 72%. We use a little bit of in our current armor. Alright, we're going to need to carry a lot of batteries now. And our weapon is still holding up. Alright, let's see what they had on them. Garbage on the leader, which is what we expected. Oh, decent pistol. And that stuff can all be broken down. Alright, so let's go ahead and recycle some of this garbage. The only thing I think I want to hold on to is that pistol. Remember that this is giving us mechanical repair kits, which are not as useful to us. They're still useful, but not as useful because we can't use them to repair our weapons any longer. We'll make some more repair kits. Okay, so let's fix our armor. And we will be killing every group of gangsters here in Core City. Mostly because I like the challenge, I like these battles. And yep, so I guess we're going back to Gene. For some reason I thought we might get a key off one of those gangsters, but that's not going to be the case, so we have no choice but to ask Gene for help. I remember with Garrett sneaking into JKK and looking for some way to upload it there in their facility. And if I recall correctly, going up to and talking to JKK also doesn't solve the problem. You can't actually bring up that you have something that should be broadcast on Arena now. Alright, so let's go and talk to Gene. I changed my mind. I'll let your guy upload the Hercules evidence. Sure, no problem. Just let me have it and I'll take care of the rest. Here you go. Thanks, mate. Everything's here. You just wait a while and everyone will know. Absolutely everyone. Okay, so while that's happening, let's go ahead and fight for Gorski. Yeah? Let's talk about Core City. Done thinking and ready for some action? About those energy shields. What's on your mind? How exactly do I get into the warehouse? Speak to Sneaky about that. Oh, we can't tell him that we're not going to do it. I have some questions about the warehouse mission, Sneaky. Shoot. Never mind. Okay, so there is no battle. Is that really the case? Yeah, so our task is do it, or this doesn't proceed onward. Well then, we're not doing Gorski's quest. I thought we had the option of maybe doing the fight without the shields, but that's not going to be the case. In which case, nope, not going to do it. Alright, then let's go to Southgate Station, and we'll start Abram's quest there. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did. But I think an episode or two ago, I ran around and grabbed most of the these rift that I'm aware of. And the one that was outside the free drone's base wasn't there. So I'm assuming it must wait until you join a certain group, and then it shows up. And why am I here at Quinton? Oh. Did I tell Vera that we found the baker's keycard? We did, okay. There's a gentleman we're looking for, Lennox. The man stares at his nearly empty glass in silence, his mind clearly elsewhere. Lennox Pierce? He snaps out, raising his head to reveal a deathly pale visage. His sluggish eyes soon focus on you, and soon begins mumbling, communicating both with his speech and his alcoholic breath. What? Yes! Yes, I'm Lennox Pierce. You are? Are you? Yes, Jack sent me to talk to you. You can call me Gabriel. Nice to meet you, Gabriel. How are you, doing? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Good. That's good. Jack told me you needed help. That is correct. Unfortunately... Look, Gabriel, I need you to help me find out how my brother died. Patrick Pierce, my brother, came to Southgate Station over a year ago. He was a good man. He was good with electronics. That's what he did here. My dear Pat, his voice begins to shake, but he composes himself. Something like a month and a half ago, he was found dead in his room, lying in bed, dead. I came here to see what happened, and I was told he died in his sleep. Tanner, the counselor, told me Dr. Pascal checked Pat's body, but doesn't know the exact cause of death. Doesn't bleeding know the cause of death? Okay, calm down, Lennox, calm down. What can I do to help you? Damn it all, damn it. Look, something's wrong. My brother was a healthy man. He had some back issues, but that's all. I need to know the truth. What if he was killed in some accident and they are covering it up? What if someone killed him? It's tearing me apart. Tanner won't help me anymore. As far as he's concerned, he's done with it. But I'm not. I'm not. Cause of death unknown. Yeah, right. It's gonna be tough. I can't make any promises, but I'm on the job. Please forgive me. I get emotional and this is really painful to me. He was my older brother. I have no one else. Look, I'm not sure I was understandable enough earlier. I'm very tired. I don't sleep well. If you need to ask me something, I'll be here. Oh, I almost forgot. Take this. He hands you a key card. This is my brother's room key card in case you need to check his room. Take it. I'd like to talk to you first. Ask me anything you need. What can you tell me about Patrick? Pat was a good man. Hardworking, dedicated. He was the best brother a man could hope for. I just can't let this all go, you dig? I have this terrible feeling about his death. And these jerks won't let me know the truth. I know it, damn it. Whatever happened to him, he didn't deserve it. That I can swear. What do you think caused Patrick's death? Something's wrong, just wrong. A healthy man died in his sleep without a known cause? And they told me there's no point investigating any further? There's no evidence of foul play or whatever they said. Natural death? That's why you are here. I need the truth. Alright, goodbye, Lennox. Hey, see that guy in the corner? The one that looks like a train wreck? That's Lennox Pierce. Try not to disturb the poor fellow, okay? Come to the bar if all the other seats are taken. Just leave his table alone. Now, what are you having? What do you know about Patrick Pierce's death? Looking at his brother over there, I wish I knew more. But I can only tell you what we all know. Pat died in his sleep. Thinking about it, what if Pascal found out what killed Pat and it turned out it was agonizing painful? And that he was struggling the whole time? Would you like to learn something like that? I don't know what's better of the two. I really don't. What was he like a person? She smiles. Pretty sweet, actually. We used to chat a lot whenever he showed up. He talked about his horrible past in Core City. How he survived the riots. He felt he did some bad things back then. How he's finally found a way to atone for what he did by leading a more peaceful life. Then Big Brett comes along and starts nagging about those stupid heaters for his hoppers. Let me see what you have. Jonas, take a seat, youngster. Have yourself a drink. You don't need to be rushing about all the time. What do you know about Patrick Pierce's death? Patrick? Yeah, I knew Patrick. The kid died in his sleep one day, and Doc, Pascal, couldn't figure out what signed his death sentence. Patrick's brother threw a tantrum, demanded that Doc perform an autopsy again. So we did. Nothing. Still couldn't figure it out. Now Doc's far too busy saving people's lives and spending too much time on the dead, you dig? There's so much stuff medicine as a science hasn't even scratched yet. So I can see why sometimes you gotta pull the line. Sad, but we can't have all the answers. It wasn't a contagious disease or some other devil, and that's the most important thing. What was he like as a person? Doc or... Oh, yeah, the kid. The kid was good. I remember him talking about his life, his little brother. Both of them were dealt some really bad cards right from the start of their lives. But the kid was a survivor. He was tough. That's what he was. Shame. Alright, nothing I'm interested in. While we're here, we might as well talk to Tanner. I don't think we need his permission to investigate any further. But just in case... Gabriel. I found Cornell on the Acid Hunters. Tanner leads in curiously. Excellent. And what of the device? Did you get a hold of it? I've tracked the cube thing to a Cortec research facility in Core City, but the tortoise snatched it before I could get to it. That is unfortunate. This makes your mission all the more important, since we cannot afford to leave a powerful artifact in the hands of religious zealots. There's an Institute of Chort located in Upper Underrail. The Chortists must have taken the cube. You know what must be done, Gabriel. Oh, they must have taken the cube there. You know what must be done. Find a way to infiltrate it and retrieve the cube. How do you suggest I do such a thing? I'm not sure. You could always try going to their gates in Upper Underrail and asking how one would go about joining them. But from what I hear, they are not accepting new members easily. I advise you to tread carefully there. They are probably looking for certain characteristics in their candidates. You'll just have to find out what those are. They will most certainly expect you to believe or be accepting of whatever silly doctrine they hold dear. I wanted to ask you a couple questions about Patrick Pierce. Lennox is back again, I reckon. I just want to help the man out. He's down at the bar right now, not too far off from drowning in alcohol. I'd like to help out, but we've done all we could. Patrick died in his sleep. Pascal examined him after death, and again after that, on Lennox's insisting. No visible traces of injury, external or internal. The body is still being kept on ice, even after a month or so, as he refuses to bury him. These things happen. He might have gotten into contact with something toxic and, unfortunately, passed on. I'm afraid Lennox is just looking for someone to blame for his loss so he can relieve his pain in a certain way. Okay, I'll see you later. Let's go ahead and visit his room. A plasma discharger, not useful to us. A laptop. Well, we're not getting in. Let's try Patrick Pierce. Nope. A broken thermostat. This thermostat looks like it has been smashed pretty badly by someone. Maybe his brother knows the password. Actually, I think he does, because we got into the computer with Garrett. And Garrett also did not have any hacking. Oh, Gabriel. I need the password for Patrick's laptop. Let me think. Try SEC1456, or was SEC1465. It was his old password, if he hadn't changed it, but I doubt it. He's been using that one for years. Thanks for the passwords. I'll go give them a try. I remember really liking this quest when I did it with Garrett because of the amount of investigative work you needed to do. With Garrett, it helped that we had pickpocketing, because we could solve the quest a different way than this way. Okay, we got in. The password is correct. Welcome, Patrick. Please select one of the following options. Audio logs. Big Brett's pen heating. The big jackass came today and brought me a smashed thermostat. He was so angry at me, started screaming and calling me incompetent. Oh, an incompetent nincompoop, whatever that is. Since the brute smashed it in anger, I can't tell if he's just stupid and doesn't know how to use it, or if the unit itself had a problem. I'll check it out later. Vera's computer. Apparently, I'm a computer expert now. Vera called me the other day to see why her computer was freezing. I took a quick look but couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Reminded herself to check it out later after I fixed the lock pad in medical. Oh? What happened in medical? Pascal asked me to see what's wrong with the door lock pad in medical. He mentioned the card is usually recognized at the 9th or 10th time, which is of course unacceptable. He gave me a spare to test it later and figure out why the bloody thing won't work. Reminder, also check out the lights in the operating room. One of them is flickering and the patients are getting nervous. Lennox? Lennox called again. He wants to see me. He's worried about my back hurting again. Damn it, I've had these problems since the Core City riots, and he knows that the pain periodically comes and goes. Reminder to self, call him and tell him I'm fine. I shouldn't have even told him about the pain returning in the first place. Quentin. Quentin stopped to talk about Big Jackass. He thinks I've got something against him and that I'm messing up the heaters on purpose. Like, he knows I'm doing my best. But if I've got something against Jackass, I should talk to Tanner about it, not be a jerk. Also, I'm seriously endangering the whole station by hurting the hoppers. I'm already convicted, I guess. Damn it. I'm great with everyone here, but there's gotta be someone or two. Technical documentation. This folder contains multiple ebooks and manuals of various equipment. Other than that, you find nothing important. So we have a little bit of information that he was not getting along with Big Brett and that Quentin came to see him. Let's head down to the pens. We also have learned that he used to work for in Core City at some point and dealt with the riots. I suppose that was when BioCorp was losing control and the factions broke into their 3 different factions of JKK, Cortec, and the Praetorian Guard. Forgot something? What do you know about Patrick Pierce's death? Patrick? Was it a heart attack? I forgot. I remember all the fuss about it. Was it a heart attack or... I can't remember. It happened 2 months ago. I don't see why it's important anyway. Can you tell me what he was like as a person? He was a friendly guy, approachable. We were a different sort of people. He'd hang out more with people like Harold or Wayne than me or Brett, for example. But he was polite and we'd chat from time to time. Although, just before he died, Brett complained about some heaters he was installing in the hopper pens. Said he did a sloppy job. It was true. The poor hoppers were about to die from overheating. Brett got a bit mad, and I understand him fully. I even talked to Patrick once about the whole situation. Well, nothing there to really... I mean, that follows what we found on the laptop, so nothing out of the ordinary. When people are upset, it doesn't sound like they would be violent toward him. Hey, what can I do for you? What do you know about Patrick Pierce's death? Yeah, I remember it all right. He seemed healthy and well, but then one day he didn't leave his room for almost the entire day. When they went to check up on him, they found him dead in his bed. Poor guy. Can you tell me what he was like as a person? I liked Pat. He was a good person, even though we had some disagreements. For example, I asked him to install some heaters for my hoppers. He did so, and everything was supposed to be automatic. Fine. I come back, my hoppers are lying on their sides with their tongues out. I felt like I entered a furnace. I don't know how he messed up. I specifically told him to test it and to be careful, like 100 times. Make sure it freaking worked before you fire it up. My hoppers nearly died because of it. I know it sounds like I'm overreacting, but this is serious work. I'm beating the station for crying out loud. They didn't get violent, from what I can tell. At least, it definitely doesn't sound like anyone was violent. Well, they yelled, but I'm not a subscriber of words or violence. I don't agree with that. So, and this doesn't sound like that. Even if you do agree with that, this doesn't sound like it's the case anyway. It does sound like Does sound like... Oh man, I forgot the guy's name we're investigating. What's his name? How did I forget his name? Patrick, right? Patrick. It sounds like Patrick actually disliked Brett a lot more than Brett or Quentin disliked Patrick. Of course, they could be lying. Let's see what Pascal has to say. Hello, Gabriel. Pascal, what do you know about Patrick Pierce's death? Here we go again. Look, I've checked the body and did various tests. I don't know what killed him. The problem with people here is that they begin thinking being a doctor means you know everything related to medicine. I'm not a forensic pathologist. We don't have one here, unfortunately. So I can only do my best to check the body and move on to treating the living. So unless you have some specific information about his death, we can't really discuss it any further. Forensic pathologist. Forensic pathologists examine a dead body to determine the cause of death. It's not the most wanted profession in the world of today. We, the few doctors here in Southgate Station, aren't really specialized in that sort of things, so we do the best we can. What if his death was a well-planned murder? Well, I found no traces of toxins or any other deadly substances in his blood. He doesn't have any wounds, internal or external, on his body, and I checked it twice. A violent death is highly unlikely. Alright, I have to go. So, no marks on his body, no signs of... I guess they did a toxicological report on him, and they didn't find anything. Sounds like some people were rather angry. Oops, I keep going to the wrong place. I want to go to the cantina. So we don't have a motive established as to why he would be murdered, which means maybe it was a natural cause of death. We have the person who died without any motive. We have an argument that broke out between Big Brett and him, but I somehow doubt Big Brett was going to kill him over a few hoppers. Huh? Oh, Gabriel. What did Patrick do in Core City? Didn't I tell you about that already? Nope. Strange. I could have sworn I mentioned it. Pat and I, we were orphans. Our mother died when we were young, and Dad, we never met him. So we had to take care of ourselves. Or more precisely, Pat had to take care of us both. After years of doing whatever earns coin, scavenging the like, you dig, Pat and I came to Core City. It was just after Biocorp fell apart. Maybe some time after that. Riots and chaos filled the streets. Praetorian security, newly formed at the time, needed men to help them fight the rioters and all that bunch. The pay was good, so Pat joined. He was young and, you dig, burly, so he became an enforcer. What can you tell me about Praetorian security? They were trying to take control over the city, and they eventually did. They're one of the major factions in Core City now, but they were a marble back then compared to the boulder they are now. Pat and I both stayed in Core City due to his work, and it went well for a while. Unfortunately, he was hurt during one of the riots. A brute with a sledgehammer slammed him right in the spine. The bastard got him real bad, so bad he had to leave Praetorian security, and he couldn't do his job anymore. He was also hurt mentally. He saw things, horrible things. Rarely talked about it, but I could see it. We left Core City after that. Nothing for us there anymore. I took care of him until his back got better, and then we split. He went around, learned to work with electronics. He didn't want to be a scavenger his whole life, so he roamed before he settled here in Southgate Station. He told me he was happy here, and that he finally found a place he could feel safe and at home. Tears began rolling out of his eyes to refill his glass. Damn it. What about you? What did you do after you split? I had to learn to take care of myself. I went to work in Foundry for a while as a miner. But since I valued my life somewhat, I left that place. The pay was good, you dig? But that place is a death trap. Then I worked in junkyard docks. I did all sorts of things. It would take time to mention them all. Okay. Goodbye, Linux. Well, let's go then and visit Core City again, shall we, everyone? we'll check in with the Praetorian Guard and see if they can help us. They might not, however, do so. The information we want, they might be rather reserved about giving it to an ordinary citizen, even one as famous as us in the arena. Oh, there's the hobo. Everyone, you'll have to let me know what we should do about him. I've never really pestered him with any of my characters. Garrett, on screen, was the only time I kept asking him to stop rummaging through the trash outside our house. We could keep pestering him and see what happens. It seems to me like he's making some sort of bomb. I suspect it actually is the previous owner of our house. Hold it. You're approaching a restricted area. Only employees and recruits are allowed past this point. What is this place? This is Praetorian Security Headquarters, one of the most notable buildings in Core City. I'm guessing you're not from around here. No, I come from Southgate Station. Yes, I'm familiar with Southgate Station. Praetorian Security is the largest defensive force in Core City. Our duty is to protect all those who live in Core City from internal and external threats. Any more questions? No. But first, I need some information on a former Praetorian Security officer called Patrick Pierce. I'm afraid we can't share such information with the public, sir. That sort of information would be available only for those working for Praetorian Security. Can I join? Your name? Gabriel. Thank you. Wait here. I'll be back soon. I think we'll be told no. My apologies, sir. Our source has just confirmed that you have, in fact, joined another major Core City organization. Due to strict rules here in Praetorian Security, I must decline your request. Thank you. Goodbye. Alright, so we won't get any information about Patrick Pierce from Praetorian Security itself. I think you can get almost all the information you need from them if you are a member of Praetorian Security, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The one gentleman who is a member of the Praetorian Security that I have, one of my other characters, has elected not to do the Abram quests. But you know who might be able to help? John the Beautiful. So we'll go talk with him. Hopefully he wants a barbecue, but somehow I don't think so. Probably gonna be a burr or burger, the only food I don't actually possess at home either. You can only get chips here too, so that means we'll have to go up to Underrail really quickly to visit the merchant who sells food up there. I think she tends to have burr or burgers. Look at me, I'm already planning on not having the food he wants. Hey, John. Hey, pal, got food ready? John, I need some more specific information. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Prepare the food and let's get started. I need some information on a former Praetorian Security officer named Patrick Pierce. Again? Hey, pal, I can dig something out for you. Don't worry a thing. John's your man. Don't trust me? Come on, pal. He observes in anticipation. After a few moments, he speaks and smiles. Fine. If you're not going to offer anything, I'll have to ask for it myself. This requires a bit of work. I'll have my special. Your special... Wait, again? Yeah, pal. Some guy came here exactly several months ago. Asked about the same man. Tall, black, long hair. I know, pal. There's a lot of people who look like that, I know. So about my special. Oh! I didn't realize that the murderer asked John about him. What the hell are you talking about? You're joking, right? You don't know about my special is? Hey, pal, you disappoint me. Come on. How come you don't know about my special is? It's like you only recently met me, pal. Look, just go to Moe's and tell him you want John's special. Got it? Bring it to me, pal. By the time you're back, I'll prepare everything you need about Patrick Pierce. That's what I'm talking about. He raises his chin and speaks in a pseudo-divine voice. Go now, mortal. Seek Mo and acquire John's special. If the god, me, is pleased, then you will gain the knowledge that you seek so vigorously. Go now. Gee, I'm going. That's actually really interesting. Oh, what the heck happened there? This kind of, did we just warp? I think we did. How was that, like an instant travel? How did that happen? Or did I black out for a few seconds? We actually walked. So to me, what it looked like it happened is we suddenly just. I was some distance away from the zone transition, like about this far, and suddenly my character just warped on top of it. Or did I just black out again? Alright, hello, Mo. Everyone likes eating at Mo's. I could do something. Let's see. Take one of these. And Mo, while I'm here, I'd like to order one of John's special. Bless him. You got 200 Charons ready? 200. Do you put gold in that thing? John's special requires some expensive ingredients, just so you know. He likes it made that way, and he's never hesitated sending someone to buy it for him. So the price is not the issue, apparently. Can I get a discount? I'm afraid not. The ingredients themselves are what makes it so expensive, especially the spices. So the price is 200 Charons, not a Charon less. Here's the coin. Hardcore. Please wait while I prepare the dish. Won't take too long. It took a long time for Mo to prepare the special, more than he suggested at first. Still, you have never seen someone prepare a dish with so many different, and to you, exotic-looking spices. Different kinds of meat, some removed from the vertical skewer at the stall, some from the grill, with the addition of 5 kinds of mushrooms, roots, and of course, spices. The scent was so strong, it could make you feel full without even touching the food. Finally, the dish was ready. There's a sub place down near me called Sugar Hill. And they make this one sub there. It's not $200. It's like, I think like $9, maybe a little more than that. It's called the Army Bomb. It's amazing. The last time I ate it though was like 10 years ago. It's got salami, pepperoni, bologna, mayo, Swiss cheese, provolone cheese. So there's another type of Italian sausages on it as well. And it is delicious. It's gotta at least be like 4,000 calories. And it's not healthy for you. And I swear I've seen people fall asleep while trying to eat it. It's a lot of work. It's absolutely heavenly if you like meat. And oh, it is so good. Now I'm in the mood for it. I'm so hungry. But that'd be a bad idea. I imagine there's something similar to that. Here you go. Tell John I said hi. I will. Goodbye, Mo. 200 Charons. And Mercantile didn't even help me at all with that. No, I think one of the reasons why I like this quest series is because it requires a lot of walking around. And for some reason I like that. It seems to make, like, you know, it's taking you time to solve this puzzle, rather than you just instantly solving it. And plus, it gives us an excuse to utilize the people that we're following a trail, and the people we're talking to makes sense to talk to them about this sort of thing. We talked to the people that were that were on the laptop. We talked to Pascal, the doctor. We talked to Tanner a little bit as well. Running out of leads there, we're down in Core City investigating his past. Pascal's past. Patrick's past. I need some... Okay, here's what you wanted. Now I want information on Patrick Pierce. My food! Gimme, gimme, gimme! He smells the food. That's what I'm talking about. Damn, this is good. Pal, you did excellent. While you were gone, I got the information you needed, so listen up carefully, because I will be eating and talking at the same time. Your friend Patrick, was indeed working for Praetorian security. He came abroad almost 15 years ago, back when it was still pretty bad in Core City. Riots, gangs, violence, yeah, pal. Patrick was fighting rioters until he got hurt badly and had to leave for good. Here comes the best part. Patrick was involved with something quite interesting during his time at Praetorian security. Operation Banishment. What is that? Operation Banishment was a cleanup of all the remaining Spectres, Biocorp's elite operatives, who were still loyal to the overthrown anti-protectorate Biocorp directors. Patrick turned out to be quite a hero. He got a promotion for killing several of these deadly Spectres, but he was injured soon after that, so he didn't have any time to enjoy it. What? Where's the food? I ate it all? Oh, but I'm still hungry. Tummy burning, not yet gone. Is that everything? Hey, pal, you really think I'd hide something from you, huh? Don't disappoint me, pal. That's all I know. What about the Spectres? Do you know more about them? Not really. Just what I told you. Former Biocorp Special Forces unit. Deadly. All killed by Praetorian security. Officially, at least. Most of the information on Spectres was probably destroyed a long time ago. I don't know, pal. If you search hard enough, maybe you'll find someone hardcore dope who's interested in all that stuff and knows more about it than I do. However, unlikely that someone knows anything more than me. His stomach growls. Oh, again. Thanks for the information. See you later, John. So, we have possible motive. Someone asked about Patrick Pierce. A black guy, tall, long hair. We also learned that Patrick Pierce was involved in the killing of a group of Biocorp operatives called Spectres. The Praetorian security isn't going to help us, probably. Maybe Jean can tell us more about the Spectres. What can I get you, mate? I'm looking for information on Spectres, a former Biocorp Special Forces unit. Do you know anything about them? That sounds familiar, mate. Spectres. I remember now. I think Oscar talked about that a few years ago. Absolutely, I remember it now. Why would Oscar know anything about Spectres? I don't know. He was an enforcer in Praetorian security before he opened his store. Maybe it has something to do with his job. I don't know, mate. Maybe he can help you with these Spectres you're asking about. Alright. Thank you, Jean. Hey, gunslinger. Back for more gear? Oscar, I'm looking for information on Spectres, a former Biocorp Special Forces unit. Do you know anything about them? Hardcore. You know about the Spectres? Yeah, I've recently heard of them. They dominate, man. So freaking hardcore. During my days in Praetorian security, I heard a lot of stories about Spectres. I was so impressed that and don't tell this to anyone, I copied the file on them and brought it with me when I left the force. Man, let me tell you, they dominate. Can I see the file? Do you still have it? Well, I suppose sharing their hardcoreness with more people is okay, I suppose. For a price. I'm willing to pay whatever is necessary. It's going to cost you 50, no, wait, 100 charons. And then you can take a peek. A hardcore peek. What do we have for sale first? Okay, he's recycled his inventory, so before we pay the price, let's also first get some of that cash. And then we will trade for bullets, because Dercia is right over there. Holy crap, that's worth a lot of money. Okay, let me view the document on Spectres, Oscar. He extends his hand. 100 charons. We'll give them to him. That's fine. I mean, we have Intimidate, but, nah, we'll give him the money. He takes the Stygian coins. Hardcore. Let me find this document, and it's yours to view. You're not leaving the store with it, though. It takes him a brief moment to search for the document, and then hand it over to you. Carefully he watches you while you read it. This file contains all known information of Biocorp's Special Operations Force, Spectre. Full name, Spectre. Part of, Biocorp Security. Insignia, see picture below. Known members list. James C. Barlington, Rudolph Berenger, Timmy Joe Berner, Michael Mornington, Stefan Luck, Hakira Matamo, Alyssa Bain, John Hagenstrom, Gunther. Known information. The Spectres were Biocorp's most elite unit, composed of a small number of highly trained operatives and usually tasked with performing dangerous missions. They were most often sent to perform assassination missions. Before the takeover of Biocorp, they were a part of approximately 245 operations. 156 of those were assassinations. They were infamous for executing their victims by stabbing them through the nostril and into the brain, leaving very little and sometimes undetectable traces of how the target was killed. All the known Spectres were killed during Operation Banishment, launched by Praetorian Security. While several bodies were never recovered, no Spectre activity was detected after the operation. The last page contains a picture of the Spectre insignia. Thank you. That is enough for now. Aren't they hardcore? Damn, that technique of theirs. Dominating. Just dominating. See you again, Oscar. So, we would need to investigate the body and see if there was a hole in the nostril of Patrick Pierce. Glad to have you back. What are you buying? Let me see what you've got. Okay. Oh, she's buying a gun today. Oh, but she also has to recycle her inventory. So that's going to be the only thing I'm interested in buying, and I guess we'll take a few bullets. Anything else? We don't need it. That. So let's go to the house and drop a handful of things off that I forgot was carrying around with me. In particular, this nano composite plate. I don't know why I purchased this. I think I had some leftover trade value and decided that this is the first time I've ever seen quality 134 nano composite plate. I'm curious as to see what type of riot armor I could make with that, but otherwise there's no real reason for me to have it. Much like a 01, just want to drop some stuff off here too. Plasma grenades, EMP grenades, that's why I'm buying those. Eight juice with my mercantile skill is 154 charons. It's 25 charons to take a train from spot A to spot B, and odds are it's that expensive as well to take the boat. And we've already jumped several times, so the juice is more efficient than taking the train stations are. And it's wonderful that it puts you very close to the locations you want to be as well. Now, can we convince Pascal to give us his keycard? Hello, Gabriel. Pascal, I know how Patrick Pierce died. And how would you know that? I did some investigating and believe Patrick was murdered. Murder? But how's that possible? Wait, first tell me how Patrick was murdered. A long, sharp object was used to stab him through the nose and into his brain. Can you check the body? Can you check the body now that you know the cause? Yes. Yes, I will at once. You wait here while I quickly examine the body. You notice a suspicious countenance on Pascal as you were telling him about the murder, but when he finally returns, you could immediately tell that what you said turned out to be the truth. His expression of doubt is now one of astonishment as well as regret. You were right. There was a puncture wound going through the nose and right into the brain. That was enough to kill him. I would never have guessed it. I failed. If only I'd been more thorough. Relax, it's understandable. Thank you for your help. Yes, but tell me who did this. I have to report this. I have to investigate this further. Don't say anything to anyone until I have more evidence, or else the murderer might realize we're on his tail. All right. I'll keep my mouth shut. This is all insane. But we need to figure out how he was... what long, sharp object was used to kill him. We need to get in there, and we can't. Pascal, is it possible for me... How can I get... I have no pickpocketing, right? Absolutely none. So I don't think I can even search Pascal's body. We can open these up, we just can't take anything from them. And there's nothing in those. Oh. Okay. So, we've proved that he was murdered. And that it was a specter. We have a description of the specter as well. And we know he was probably killed because he killed members of the specters. But we need to find a murder weapon. I'll quickly make a bunch because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Harridan, I want to talk about Patrick Pierce. Okay, so we can't do anything else there. Alright, let's talk with Lennox again. We can at least tell him that we know his brother was murdered. Huh? Oh, Gabriel. Lennox, did your brother ever mention anything to you about specters or Operation Banishment? No, he never did. Not as far as I can remember it, no. Why? I've asked around, and I found out Pat was part of that operation when he was working for Praetorian Security. He never told me about it. I can't help you. I'm sorry. I have reasons to believe your brother was murdered. Really? Do you know who did it? I don't know yet, but I'll find out. Oh, I'm gonna need another drink. Okay, nothing new there. How can I gain access? How can I gain access to the morgue? We can't ask Pascal for the key. Apparently that's not allowed. I didn't see it in things we've searched so far. Maybe there's a key card, an extra key card somewhere in here? don't think these two can help me either. But we might as well ask anyway. Maybe these two being Quentin and Big Brett. Yeah, nothing new there. Nothing there either. Big Brett, well, he is a black man, and he is big. He doesn't have long hair. He could have shaved it. It'd be interesting if he had been a member of Spectres the entire time. So let's go to the engineering cyber labs. Maybe Ezra can help us. Gabriel. What do you know about Patrick Pierce's death, Ezra? His death occurred not too long ago, before you came to Southgate Station, if I'm not mistaken. It's unusual. What do you mean? Unusual death. Very peaceful. Pascal never discovered what caused it. I think he could have been more thorough with his autopsy, but I find it hard to blame him, as one cannot blame a man for prioritizing the living over the dead. Can you tell me what he was like as a person? Patrick. Decent. Good in his field of work. That's all I have to say. See you later. Darn it. I really feel like I need access to the doctors. Alright, once again, I'm going to check online to see if there's a way we can access the doctor's information without having hacking. Okay, right. There was something I forgot, everyone. I must have missed it. So, where would it have been located? Let's check everything. Oh, you know, I didn't check everything in here. This is my bad. So, there's 2 doors I didn't check. Never occurred to me I should check every single room for this. The mortuary keycard. I think with Garrett, I pickpocketed it off of the doctor. But there's an extra one in here. And of course, I read about it on the laptop and completely forgot that Patrick had a keycard on him. I would have assumed that the Southgate Station people would have gone through his room already, giving it away to someone else, and cleared out all his stuff, including the keycard they had given him to repair. With this, though, we can go back down, and we can look at the medical lab now, and the morgue. Welcome to Southgate Station Medical Database. Access patient records. Open the patient list. Michael Mortington. We saw this name earlier, didn't we? We were looking up different the specters. Symptoms: sharp chest pain. Mordra came while everyone was asleep and complained about a sharp chest pain, waking him up. I checked him out, but couldn't find anything. Took some samples, left them in the office while I did some testing and other slightly lower vitamin B levels. Nothing seems to be wrong with him. Update. He said everything is fine now. 3 days have gone by without any chest pains. Told him to see me if the pain returns. So Mortington came in here, complained about something. The doctor took some samples, left, and then came back. That would be enough time for Mordred to possibly steal something from here. Patrick Pierce. Prescribed painkillers. Gabapentin this time. We're getting low on other painkillers, and since we don't have anyone suffering from epilepsy, Gabapentin will have to do. Medical inventory. Surgical equipment. Actuator bone chisel, 7 of 10. Cortil cartilage crusher, we need to get these. Bone cutter. Mallet saw, skid, button. Calipers. Surgical pin set, open submenu. Forceps. Number of certain types is not correct, we check. So far nothing out of the ordinary. Cicator, lithoscript, mallets, scissors, monotome, spatulas, running low on suction tubes, surgical needle, straight, extra large, 1 of 2. Note, one is inexplicably missing from the operating room. Thought it was broken and discarded. They're big and sturdy. That would be the weapon used. Okay, so what should we do? I think we could confront Mordra. Or we could not. I'm not sure if we should or shouldn't. Would it make sense to do so? The Spectres were assassins working for Biocorp. The Praetorian security wanted them eliminated for some reason. Maybe they had good reasons. Maybe they had not so good reasons for doing so. My guess would be that the Spectres were going to be used, and probably were used, to help try to quell the insurrection against them. And so with this group, probably someone betrayed them, maybe even a member of the Spectres, of their own group. And then they were hunted and eliminated because of how big of a threat they were to ongoing Praetorian security operations at the time of the riots. Nothing says that what Patrick Pierce did was a good thing. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. Mordred might have been acting in revenge because, well, a bunch of his friends were killed by this guy. We don't have to confront Mordra with this information. I will flip a coin for this because I don't know because I really don't I don't know in either instance what we should do, and I'm not sure that I would know what Gabriel Angelos would do in this case either. I suppose he did murder someone, as opposed to an active killing him during active battle, for example. But we'll flip a coin. So on tails, we will confront him, and heads, I will not. Heads. Okay, we'll leave him alone. We have all the information we need. I'm gonna go with the same name, which I'm pretty sure I used over in the Garrett playlist for this episode. Alright, Lennox. Oh, Gabriel. I have reasons to believe your brother was murdered. Really? Do you know who did it? Mordra. Why would he do something like that? He had reasons for revenge. Revenge? Tell me what you know. You'll need to tell Linux clues that made you suspect Mordred was a killer. During his Praetorian security days, Patrick was a part of the operation that hunted down and killed remaining Spectres, Biocorp's elite Special Forces unit. Keep going. Spectres are elite assassins who are famous for killing their targets by stabbing them through the nose, killing them, and leaving a wound that is difficult to find. keep going. Mordra's real name is Michael Morrington, and he was a member of the Spectre's unit. Patrick was killed with a large surgical needle. I'm not really convinced. Sorry, that's not good enough. What? Why not? One more time. Mordra, he had reasons for revenge, general clues. Oh, I guess we have to say this as well. So, he was this, his real name was this, he was this, something was used to pierce his nose, it was a large surgical needle, that's it. That bastard! Thank you. You finally discovered who killed Pat. You can return to Jack for your payment. I finally know what happened. What will you do now? I'll talk to Tanner about this. I'll take care of everything. So long, Lennox. Rest well, now that you know the truth. I will. And we've leveled. Level 23. Alright, I guess we'll do this now, too. Okay, so what am I taking at this level when it comes to... this is only skills and specialization. So first specialization, we know that we want pummels. Action point cost reduces some more. Oops, then we have our skills. So melee, as usual, gets more points in it. We are going to improve mechanics. Points left over. I keep working on intimidation. And these leftover 15 points are going into chemistry. So I think what we'll do is we will play for a few more minutes. We're going to go ahead and let the gentleman outside of Core City, who by now they probably have played the video for about Daniel Arda, let him know that he was probably horrifically embarrassed. Then we'll go to Jack and we'll turn in these... actually, we'll go home and we'll finally make that power armor. And then we'll... turn the quest in to Jack Quicksilver, and that'll do. I wonder if we'll get a chance to meet Oculus, finally. This will be the first character of mine who I chose to successfully do the missions with. Oops, what am I doing? I ran right past him. As you come closer, you see his expression has changed into that of great satisfaction. The frigid stare still remains, however. Perfect. I must say I enjoy your methods. At first I was surprised when I saw the ads had turned into something quite different than the norm. But after I finally realized what I was looking at, I am pleased. You can inform Jack that the rest of the money will be transferred to him within hours. As for me, I'll be leaving as of now. So long. So long. And wow, we're almost 4th of a level to level 24. Unbelievable. Alright, time to make the power armor. I'm really looking forward to this. If I've done everything correctly, and I think I have, we should have exactly 50% armor penalty. Which means that, in truth, we'll have a 35% because of nimble. Oh, I meant to talk about feats and min-maxing, and why I think it is probably important to do when you start playing on the harder difficulty levels. But we did so much talking in this episode, quest-related, that I did not do so. I'll try and remember to do it in the next episode. I don't really have time to go into it that in depth at the moment, and I feel like that probably needs a little more concentration than me walking around and trying my best to wing it. What it boils down to is that, however, on normal, I feel that as long as your character is somewhat focused, which is to say, you're not putting points everywhere, your character can probably beat the game. And as long as most of your feats are used to help you in combat, or with the theme you're making for your character. That said, there are still feats, like, on normal mode, probably 2, maybe 3 feats can be considered thematic in nature, or for flavor, but most of them you'll have to pick really good feats to go with your type of combat character you are making. And I'm beginning to babble, so we'll talk more about that in the next episode. But it is one of the reasons why I like playing on normal, because I can make characters who have a little flavor to them, as opposed to being hyper-focused on combat, thanks to how difficult combat is. Okay, so first off, you are junk. Don't need you. Alright, let's go ahead and try this. Is that all that's required for it? Oh, I need other plates. I needed Tichrome. I needed the Tichrome plates I made my machete with, actually. Okay. Sure. We'll do this. Bringing up the cheat engine while the game was running and Fraps was recording. So in the other video, last video, I had brought up cheat engine. I had brought up cheat engine first before I did any recording, which is probably why it worked, as opposed to right here where Fraps had all sorts of problems with me bringing up this cheat engine in the middle of the run. That did not work out for me. Let's go ahead and do this again. Store you. Move our mushroom brew to the fridge. Low rift. All right, let's go back to Foundry. Now we're heading back outside to get some Tichrome bars. And while we're doing this, I'm going to load the Underrail cheat table. And again, everyone, so when it comes to this, while it is cheating because I am making it obviously is, I'm forcing the merchants to refresh their inventory. The equivalent would be me just cutting the recording, waiting here for hours and hours and hours, and checking the merchant's inventory every hour and a half until they recycle, and so or refresh. And so I don't view this as being particularly bad. So now we'll enable that. Hello, Leone. Show me what you got. Quality 98, so that would have been, so far that would have been an hour and a half of time used. Okay, so we would have used 3 hours of waiting. And that's it. Thank you, G-Engine. Off you go. I'm not using it to sell stuff. I'm only using it to purchase stuff. And in truth, normally, and what I did with Garrett was I would cut the recording. And actually, I did that as well early on with Gabriel. I would just sit and wait for the merchant to refresh their inventory in the hopes that they would sell a sledgehammer handle. And after 3 hours of that gets so frustrating. And from what I can tell as well, everyone, when the merchants refresh their inventory, what it refreshes with is set in stone. So I've noticed that when I save and load the game, attempting to get better super steel, that when the merchants refresh their inventory, it's the same goods every single time. So if they sold like a certain quality of metal or the like, and I reload and they have the previous inventory, when it loads the new one, they've got the same quality metal that they had the last time they refreshed. Which means that the RNG for what they spawn with must be a fixed seed. Okay. It is now time to make our final armor. So we want metal armor. Alright, let's see if we can put it together. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to. So Tychrome bars for our chest plate, I think. A regenerative vest. Super steel plates and 2 of these is 50% armor penalty. With good resistances, I really like these. And here's what we're currently using. So we're going to pick up 7% mechanical damage resistance and 4 damage threshold. 6% heat resistance and 3 damage threshold. 8% energy resistance and 3 damage threshold there. We regenerate 13 more health whenever this activates. We actually inflict mechanical damage, bleeding damage, 37 through 62 over 3 turns. 30% chance whenever we inflict a wound is a chance. And there's more energy, I think, in this. No. Oh, yes, there is. 77 energy as opposed to 60. And this is durability 25, which means it's a level 25 item. That's how I interpret it. And this is the very highest tier we can make. We could hope for a better regenerative vest, quality like 150 or better, but I think this is perfectly fine. I don't see us needing a better pseudo armor than this. I will probably make another suit, though, that uses like bio-resistances, and or one that is electrical in nature. But right now, this will be good enough. Done. And we charge it. Ooh, I like the spikes on it. Awesome! And we are all done, folks. The only thing I can think of is making a set of super steel version of what we have, with also super steel plates added to it for extra protection. And our hit points go from 657 to 821. That is amazing. I think I want to hold on to our old armor, though, as a memento for what we were using for a while. Now, we're not quite done. We're going to go ahead and talk to Jack Quicksilver. Yeah? I'm done with Pierce's assignment. As I'd hoped. He gives you 400 Stygian coins. There you go. Anything else? I also finished with Xander's assignment. Indeed you are. He gives you 400 Stygian coins. There you go. Anything else? I've done everything you asked, Jack. Now what? Indeed you have. And with optimal results, even. This hasn't gone unnoticed. There's someone who wishes to speak with you. Travel to the caves below Lower Underrail, and look for Azif in a place called Hanging Rat. Alright. I'll do it. He nods. Alright, everyone. Well, we'll do that in the next episode. And thank you all for watching. This was fun. Alright, so we completed all of the Jack Quicksilver quests. And now I guess we'll get to finally meet a member of Oculus. Is he the leader? We'll find out. So I have blessedly kept myself from looking up any information about Oculus whatsoever, other than the proper way to do these quests, which I looked up after Garrett had done them. This is the first time, though, that I did them all correctly. Even with other characters who did these quests of mine, I decided that I didn't want to join Oculus with them, because it wouldn't be thematic for them, and or I wanted to do it for the first time with you guys. So we'll take a look at Oculus in the next one, everyone. And then, I think it's finally time for us to start Expedition. Alright, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone, and thanks for watching.